Welcome to BeABossDad.com. My name is Joel Haasenritter, and I help high-achieving dads scale their business without failing their family. In this video, I'm going to show you how the same leadership gap that's keeping you stuck as the bottleneck in your business is the exact same one creating distance at home, and the tools you need to finally win in both places. If you're watching this, chances are you're caught between two worlds. You're running hard in your business. Maybe you're the founder, the CEO, the guy everyone looks to for answers. And at the same time, you've got a family at home, a spouse who's wondering when they'll get the best of you instead of what's left of you, and kids who are growing up faster than you can believe. There's a truth right at the start here that I need to drop, and that is that you're leading two teams, one at work and one at home. And if you're honest with yourself, maybe you're not leading either one as well as you could be. Alex Hormozi recently said one of the greatest challenges of entrepreneurship is attracting good talent. The best skilled workers don't want to work for you. And that stung because I realized he was right. When I was growing and building my piano business, I had a moment of clarity along these lines. And I thought, if I'm ever going to scale beyond my own hands and beyond my own hours, I need to hire master level technicians. That was the product, that was the quality that I was trying to produce and offer in the music community. But the problem is, the people who fit that description didn't need me. They were already successful. They had their own clients, and why would they want to work for someone else? If I can't even attract talented people to work for me, how am I supposed to lead them? How are you supposed to build something that doesn't require you to be the bottleneck? So the issue here is twofold, because this isn't just a business problem. This is a home problem, because the same skills that make you a leader people want to follow in business are the exact same skills that make you a dad your kids admire and a husband your wife trusts. Think about it this way. True leadership is measured in the lives you shape, not just the goals you reach. Your employees are watching you to see if you're trustworthy, if you follow through, if you actually care about them as people. Your kids, they're watching the exact same thing. Your wife, the same thing. So here's the cost if you don't fix this. You'll build a business that's stuck at your capacity. You'll work harder and harder, but you won't grow. You'll hit a ceiling. And at home, your kids will learn what leadership looks like from someone else, from a coach, a teacher, or a friend's dad, because you weren't there or you weren't present enough to show them. I firmly believe it takes a community and a village to raise strong children, but the source of that should be from you and your principles. But the reality is the stakes are higher than you think, because leadership isn't just about your quarterly revenue. True leadership is measured in the lives you shape, not just the goals you reach. And right now, maybe you're shaping more lives than you realize, for better or for worse. But there's good news, and that is that the same work you do to become a better leader in your business will make you a better leader at home. This isn't two separate skill sets. It's actually one, and I'm going to show you exactly how to develop them. If this is hitting home, go ahead and like and subscribe. This channel is about refusing to choose between winning at business and winning at life. Let me guess a common origin story, and maybe this applies to you. You were really, really good at something. Perhaps you were the best salesperson on the team, maybe the best designer or the best consultant, the best technician. People came to you because you were exceptional at your craft. And so one day you thought, I should probably start my own business. I'll make more money, I'll have more freedom, and I'll have more control. And fast forward to now you're drowning. You're doing the work you used to love, plus you're doing the bookkeeping, the HR, the customer service, the marketing, and the operations. You're wearing 17 hats and probably doing none of them particularly well. Michael Gerber called this out years ago in a book he wrote called The E-Myth. Being good at the technical work of a business has absolutely nothing to do with being good at running a business. You didn't just start a business. What you did is you actually bought yourself a job, and not even a good one. It's one where you're underpaid, you're overworked, you're stressed out, you can't take a vacation without everything falling apart. And every hour that you spend being the technician is an hour you're not spending being the leader. Your business can't scale past you. And at home, you're so exhausted from doing everyone else's job that you've got nothing left for your family. But let's go a little bit deeper. Let's say that you figure out the first gap. You read the right books, you build the systems, you learn operations, and you get pretty decent at running a business. What most people don't realize is that even if you learn how to run a business effectively, that still doesn't make you a great leader. Running a business is about managing tasks and processes and systems and growing your ROI. Leading a business is about inspiring people. It's about creating a vision that they want to be a part of. It's about building a culture where people don't just show up for a paycheck. They show up because they believe in what you're building together. Simon Sinek nailed this when he said, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. Your team doesn't want to be managed. They want to be led. They want to know that their work matters, that they're part of something bigger. And the reality is, if you can't articulate a compelling vision, if you can't build trust, if you can't create a culture worth being a part of, the A players are not going to come to work for you. They'll work for someone else, someone who's already proven that they're a leader worth following. So let's take a step back. To scale your business beyond you, you must master two very critical things. Number one, you have to attract the right talent. That's people who are so good, they don't need you, but they choose you anyway. And number two, you have to cultivate the right culture. That's an environment where people thrive and don't want to leave. And both of those require something most entrepreneurs don't have: proof of leadership. The payoff for this, if you get this right, is that you'll build a business that doesn't depend on you working 80-hour weeks. You'll attract talented people who make your business better. You'll create something that actually gives you time back, time to be the dad and the husband that you always wanted to be. True leadership is measured in the lives you shape, not just the goals you reach. So let's talk about how you build that leadership foundation. Something that you can't shortcut. You cannot lead people who don't trust you. Trust isn't given, it's earned. And according to Henry Cloud, New York Times bestselling author of Boundaries, he wrote a book called Trust. Trust is built on 5 specific essentials. If you want to become the kind of leader who attracts and keeps A players both in your business and be that leader at home with your family, you have to master all 5. Not 3, not 4, all 5. So let's walk through them. And as I do, I want you to be thinking about 2 questions. Number 1, which pillar am I strongest in? And number 2, which pillar is costing me the most right now? Pillar number 1, understanding. Understanding is really about truly knowing what matters to the people you are leading. It's listening deeply. It's knowing what they want, what they're feeling, and what they need. Your team doesn't need you to have all the answers. What they need is to feel known and feel seen. Trust begins not with convincing someone to trust you. It starts with someone feeling that you understand them. In business, this means asking your team members what they need to succeed and actually listening to them. It means understanding what motivates them individually. It means knowing what challenges they're facing and what matters most to them in their work. At home, understanding means understanding each of your kids individually. They are not a collective group. They are individual people with different likes and desires and goals and dreams. It's understanding what actually makes them tick and what stresses them out. What do they dream about? It means asking your spouse what they need from you and truly hearing their answer. The cost if you don't get understanding right is people feel invisible. Your team will disengage because they don't feel seen, and your kids will look elsewhere for someone who gets them. Your spouse will feel lonely as well, even when you're in the same room. But if you get this right, When people feel understood, their brain opens up. They move from guarded to receptive. They trust you because they know you actually see them. Pillar number 2 is motive. And motive is about being for the other person's good, not just your own. People are constantly asking, why is he doing this? What is he trying to get out of this? Does he actually care about my success or just his own? When your motive is to benefit others and not just yourself, everyone profits. On the business side of the framework, this means making decisions that are good for your team, not just convenient for you. It means celebrating their wins, even when it doesn't directly benefit you. It means asking what's best for them, not just what's best for the bottom line. And at home, this means putting your family's needs on the same level as your business needs, if not higher. It means making sacrifices that show your kids they matter more than the next deal. It means your spouse knowing that you're genuinely invested in her happiness. If you get this wrong, people will know it. They will sense it. Your team will wonder if you're just using them, because that's how they'll feel. Your kids will feel like props in your success story, and your spouse will feel like a supporting character in your life, not a life partner. But the payoff, if you get motive right, is loyalty. People know you're for them, so they're there for you. Your team goes the extra mile even without being asked, and your family fights for you because they know you fight for them. I'm going to revisit this a few times. You've heard me say it before, but listen to this again. True leadership is measured in the lives you shape, not just the goals you reach. And you can only shape lives well when your motive is pure. Pillar number 3 is ability. And ability is about capacity. It means you have the capacity to deliver what people are trusting you to deliver. Understanding and good motives aren't enough. You have to be able to actually do what needs to be done. Someone can be caring and honest and well-intentioned, but if they don't have the ability for what you need, trust will fail. In business, this means being competent in your field, and that's probably how you started and why you started your business in the first place. It means also continuing to learn and grow so you can actually lead your team through the challenges. It means knowing when to bring in experts because you don't have the ability in a specific area. At home, this means developing the skills to be a good parent and a good spouse. It means learning how to have difficult conversations and doing that well. It means building the emotional intelligence to be present with your family. It means getting help when you need it. The cost, if you lack ability, is that, frankly, people lose confidence. Your team doubts your leadership when the pressure is on. Your kids stop coming to you for help because they don't think you can handle it. And your marriage suffers because you don't have the skills to navigate conflict. The payoff, if you get ability right, is confidence. Your team believes you can lead them through anything. Your kids see you as capable and learn to build their own competence. Your marriage grows stronger because you have the skills to make it work. Pillar number 4 is character. And character is more than just honesty and ethics. Those are the bedrock, of course. But without basic honesty, transparency, and morality, you honestly have nothing. But character also includes the personal traits and qualities needed for the specific type of trust that you're building. It's your makeup, if you will. It's who you are when no one's watching. In business, this means being the same person in private as you are in public. It means having the perseverance to stick with hard things. It means having the humility to admit when you're wrong. And it means having the courage to make the right call, even when it's costly. At home, this means being patient when your kid is struggling with homework for the 3rd hour. It means having the self-control not to snap when you're stressed. It means having the kindness to serve your family, even when you're exhausted. The cost, if your character is weak, is that everything crumbles eventually. Your team sees through the facade, and your kids learn that character doesn't matter, and your spouse will lose respect for you. The payoff, if your character is strong, is deep, lasting trust. Your team knows you'll do the right thing. Your kids grow up with a model of integrity, and your spouse knows they can count on who you are, not just what you do. I know there's been times in all of our lives, as there have been in mine, where that character has been breached. And if that happens, stay true to yourself to rebuild that trust. Rebuilding that trust is going to take pillar number 5. And pillar number 5 is track record. Track record is simple. What have you done before? The best predictor of the future is the past. And when we trust someone, we make ourselves vulnerable. If we don't know if they can come through, we're rolling the dice. But if we know they have a proven track record, trust becomes solid. In business, this means consistently following through. It means building a history of kept promises. It means your team can look back at the last 5 times you said you'd do something and see that you actually did it. At home, this means showing up again and again. It means your kids remember that you were at their last 3 games, so they trust that you'll be at the next one because you said you would be. It means your spouse has seen you handle hard seasons before, so they trust that you'll handle this one. The cost, if your track record is spotty, is that no one believes you'll change. Your team doesn't trust your promises. Your kids expect you to miss their moments. Your spouse protects themselves because history says you won't come through. But the payoff, if your track record is solid, is unshakable trust. Your word is gold because your history proves it. Your team believes in you, your kids trust you completely, and your spouse feels secure because your track record backs up your promises. Remember what I said earlier. True leadership is measured in the lives you shape, not just the goals that you reach. And these 5 pillars, understanding, motive, ability, character, and track record, are how you shape lives well. So getting real for a minute, I want you to sit with an uncomfortable question. And the question is, if the roles were reversed, if your employees were the boss and you were applying to work for them, would they hire you? If you already work for them, would they fire you? Let that sink in for a minute. Think about how you show up as a leader. Do you communicate clearly, or do you leave people guessing what you actually want? Do you provide the tools and the training and the resources that they need to succeed, or do you expect them to just figure it out on their own? Do you recognize their contributions, or do you only point out what's wrong? Do you create an environment where people actually want to show up, or are they just collecting a paycheck and looking for the exit? The cost, if the answer is they'd fire me, you'll keep losing good people. You'll wonder why no one seems motivated. You'll burn through employees, and you'll never build a real team. And at the end of the day, you'll still be the bottleneck because no one wants to stick around long enough to take things off your plate. But the payoff, if the answer is they would hire me in a heartbeat, is that you attract A players. You build a team that's loyal, motivated, and capable. You create a business that can scale without you being the linchpin, and you buy back your time. Simon Sinek talks about this idea of leaders eating last, and the concept that great leaders put their team first, and in return, the team gives everything they've got. Are you that kind of leader? Or are you still leading from a place of, what can you do for me? If you want to scale beyond yourself, there are 2 distinct skills that you have got to nail. Skill number 1, attracting the right talent. You have to create proof that talented people would actually want to work for you. This means a clear and compelling vision that they can believe in. It means having a culture that they actually want to be part of. It means having growth opportunities that they can't find elsewhere. And it means being a leader who models the exact behavior you would want to see. So ask yourself, if I were a top performer in my industry, why would I choose to work here? What's the compelling reason? If you can't answer that confidently, you've got some work to do. The second skill is to cultivate the right culture. Culture isn't ping pong tables and free snacks. Culture is how people feel when they show up to work. It's whether they feel valued and heard and supported and challenged in a good way. You need to understand what motivates different types of people. Not everyone is motivated by money. Some want recognition. Some want autonomy. Some want growth. Some want security. Great leaders create psychological safety, which is an environment where people can bring their best ideas without fear of being shut down, where they can take calculated risks without fear of being destroyed if it doesn't work out. A powerful thought experiment you can do on your own is to ask yourself, am I building the kind of business I would never have wanted to leave? Let me ask that again. Am I building the kind of business I would never have wanted to leave? If you were an employee at your own company, would you love it? Would you tell your friends about it? Would you fight to stay? If the answer is yes, then congratulations, you are absolutely on the right track. You can attract like-minded people, but here's the flip side of that. To grow well, you need to go beyond like-minded people. You need diversity of skill sets, perspectives, and approaches. That means understanding what makes different people tick. And this is where most leaders fail. They hire people who are just like them, and then they wonder why they don't have the range of skills that they need to scale. Or they hire someone for the job and don't even contemplate, are they good for the team? Revisiting that statement again, true leadership is measured in the lives you change, not just the goals that you reach. And shaping lives well means understanding people deeply, what they need, what they value, and what drives them. And that brings us to a tool that can transform how you lead. Here's the reality that can shift everything about how you lead. You can't effectively lead people that you don't understand. Most leaders try to lead everyone the same way. They communicate the same way to everyone. They motivate everyone with the same tactics. And then they're confused when half their team is thriving and half their team is simply checked out. One of the most powerful tools I've found for understanding people and behavior is the PDP ProScan behavioral assessment. It unlocks the natural strengths of your team members and shows how their behavior shifts under stress. Two things that you absolutely need to know if you want to maximize team performance and accelerate growth. Here's what a tool like the PDP ProScan helps you to do. It helps you to identify how people naturally communicate, to understand what actually motivates each team member, to see how people respond when they're under pressure, to maximize strengths and minimize conflict. It's not about putting people in personality boxes. There are a lot of personality assessments and they have their benefit. This is different. This is about giving you the insight to lead each person in the way they need to be led. What most leaders fail to realize is that people don't just have one way of showing up. They have a natural self, which is how they are when things are calm and going well, and they have an adapted self, which is how they show up when they're stressed, when they're under pressure, or when they're in a crisis. And if you only know someone's natural self, you're going to be blindsided when things get hard. But when you understand both, you can anticipate how someone will respond in a crisis. You can provide support before they burn out. You can adjust your communication style to match what they need in that moment. This is the difference between being a manager and a leader. A manager tells people what to do. A leader understands what people need to thrive, especially when things get tough. If you want to know more about the PDP ProScan, leave a comment down below and connect with me, and we can talk through what that looks like for your team and your leadership. Simon Sinek says this: leadership is not about being in charge. It's about taking care of those in your charge. You can't take care of someone if you don't understand them. Where this gets really cool is that this same tool works with your spouse. Understanding your partner's behavioral profile, how they communicate, how they handle stress, how they process decisions, can absolutely transform your marriage. I'm not exaggerating. This is the stuff that helps you stop talking past each other and start actually connecting. We do this on teams all the time, where we take all the team members and we do a comparative scan side by side so that both people can look at each other's behavior as their natural self and under stress, and their motivating styles, their communication styles, their leadership styles, and have a way to tangibly connect the dots on how to relate to each and every person on the team. It is a powerful, powerful tool. The cost, if you don't understand the people that you lead, both at work and at home, it's miscommunication at best. More likely, it's frustration, it's conflict, it's people feeling unseen and unheard. It's your team underperforming. It's your spouse feeling disconnected. It's your kids acting out because they don't feel understood. But the payoff, if you understand your team, if you understand your family, is that you unlock potential you didn't even know was there. Your team performs at a higher level. Your marriage deepens. Your kids feel seen, valued, and supported in the way that they actually need. True leadership is measured in the lives you shape, not just the goals you reach. And you can't shape lives well if you don't understand them. Great leaders don't just set goals and back orders. They lead with empathy. There was a whole study that Google did on this of why there were some teams that were high-performing teams and why others were falling behind. And the result of that was leading with empathy is what made the difference. Empathy means seeing things from another person's perspective. It means understanding what they're going through. It means responding with compassion instead of just criticism. And when your team truly believes you understand them and you care about them, they'll run through walls for you. When they think you only care about the numbers, they'll give you the bare minimum. At worst, they'll quiet quit. Empathy allows you to see challenges from your team's perspective and respond with understanding instead of frustration. Empathy is what builds trust through consistent, compassionate action. Simon Sinek has another great line. He says, customers will never love a company until the employees love it first. Your team has to feel loved. They have to feel valued and seen and heard and cared for before they will give their best work. The cost of not having empathy, not leading with empathy, is high turnover. It's low morale. It's a team that does the bare minimum. And the cost at home is a spouse who feels like you don't care. Kids feel like you don't get them. But the payoff, if you lead and connect with empathy, is loyalty. It's engagement. It's a team that brings their A game. It's a family that feels deeply connected to you. Another aspect of effective leadership is a commitment to the vision. Your commitment to that vision is what earns people's trust over time. It's easy to cast a vision. Everyone can talk about where they want to go. But when things get hard, that's when you have to make tough decisions. When revenue dips, when a key employee leaves, that's when people watch to see if you're still committed. Your actions have to match your words consistently over time. And when your team sees you're making decisions that align with the vision, even when it's costly or uncomfortable for you, that's when they know they can trust you. They know this isn't just talk. This is for real. The cost of leading without commitment is cynicism. Your team stops believing in the vision. They see it as just empty words. And at home, your family stops believing you'll change. They stop hoping things will get better. But the payoff, if you lead with commitment, is belief and trust. It's a team that's all in. It's a family that knows you mean what you say. The unspoken tension is that you need to be committed to the vision, but you also need to be adaptable in how you get there. The vision might not change, but the path to get there, that's going to change 100 times over. And great leaders know when to pivot. They're not so rigid that they drive the ship straight into an iceberg just because that was the original plan. They adjust, they respond to new information, and they course correct. But they don't lose sight of where they're going. Being adaptable doesn't mean you're wishy-washy. It means you're smart enough to change your approach while staying true to the destination. And this will inspire your team to stay resilient. They see that setbacks don't destroy you. They see that you can handle uncertainty, and that gives them confidence to handle uncertainty too. The cost of leadership without adaptability is that you become rigid. You become brittle. When things change, and they will, you break instead of bend. Your team loses confidence, and your family sees you spiral when things don't go according to plan. The payoff of leading with adaptability is resilience. It's confidence. It's a team that trusts you to navigate whatever comes. And it's a family that feels secure even when life gets unpredictable. Remember that saying, true leadership is measured in the lives you shape, not just the goals you reach. And shaping lives well requires empathy, commitment, and adaptability working together. The truth is that you don't become a great leader by accident. You become one through disciplined daily practice. Leadership skills, communication, empathy, decision-making, self-awareness, these are all muscles. They're leadership muscles. And like any muscle, they get stronger with consistent work. You have to commit to working on yourself, to read the right books, to listen to the right podcasts, to surround yourself with leaders who are further along than you, to get coaching or mentorship, to reflect on how you showed up today and how you can show up better tomorrow. If you lead without discipline, you will plateau. You stay at the same level year after year and your business stays stuck. Your leadership doesn't grow, and at home, your family gets the same version of you they've always gotten. No growth, no improvement, probably the same old person watching Netflix right when he comes home after work. But the payoff of leading with discipline is growth. You look back a year from now and you're genuinely better. Your business reflects that. Your team reflects that. And your family reflects that. Remember this, that a leader's strength is measured by their consistency. Anyone can be a great leader for a day. Anyone can show up with energy and vision when things are going well and say all the right fancy words. But can you show up consistently, day after day, week after week, year after year? That's what your team is watching. That's what your family is watching. If you say you're going to do something, do it. If you promise a change, make it. If you commit to a meeting, show up. Consistency creates reliability, and it creates a reliable, trustworthy environment. And people know what to expect from you. They know you're not just going to bail when things get hard. If you lead without consistency, you will have instability. Your team never knows which version of you they're going to get, and your family walks on eggshells. No one trusts that you'll actually follow through. But if you lead with consistency, you will get deep trust. People relax around you because they know you're steady. Your team performs better. Your family feels more secure. Another aspect of leading well is leading by example. Your team is watching how you handle stress and how you manage conflict, how you respond to failure, and how you celebrate success. Your behavior sets the tone for the entire organization. And if you want a team that takes ownership, you have to model taking ownership too. If you want a team that stays calm under pressure, you have to model staying calm under pressure also. If you want a team that treats people with respect and empathy and understanding, you have to model treating people with respect as well. You can't demand from your team what you're not willing to embody yourself. And at home, it's the same thing. Your kids are learning what it means to be a leader by watching you. How do you handle disappointment? How do you treat people who can't do anything for you? How do you show up when you're tired? They're taking notes right up here every single day. If you don't lead by example, of course, there's hypocrisy. Your team will do what you do, not what you say. And your kids, they'll model your actual behavior, not the values you claim to have. But the payoff, if you lead by example, is a culture that reflects your values. It's a team that holds themselves to the same standard you hold yourself to. It's kids who grow up to be the kind of people you're proud of because they learned it from watching you. True leadership is measured in the lives you shape, not just the goals you reach. And the lives you shape are formed by the example you set day in and day out. Another aspect of good leadership is leading through wisdom, learning from others, and making better decisions. Effective leaders are not just good at general leadership, they're usually experts in a specific field. You need to know your industry inside and out. What are the trends? What are the challenges? Who are the key players? What's working? What's not working? This deepens your credibility and your authority so that when you speak, people actually listen because they know you actually know what you're talking about. So consistently stay updated, learn constantly. Your expertise is part of your leadership proof that you bring to the table. If you don't lead with expertise in an area, you lose credibility. Your team starts questioning your decisions, your clients go elsewhere, but at home, your kids stop coming to you for wisdom because they don't think you have it. The payoff, if you lead with expertise, is authority. When you speak, people listen. Your team trusts your decisions, and your kids come to you for advice. But don't just study your field. Study leadership. Great leadership requires a foundation of sound principles. We've talked about several in this video. You need to understand that there are different styles of leadership. There are different strategies and philosophies. This gives you a toolbox of approaches that you can pull from depending on the situation and depending on who you are as a person. Here's some examples of a couple of books about understanding leadership. John Maxwell's The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership is a fantastic book. Leaders Eat Last, I mentioned that, by Simon Sinek. Simon Sinek's work in particular has shaped how I think about leadership. So is John Maxwell's. Simon's concept of the infinite game, that leadership isn't about winning a finite game, but about building something that lasts beyond you, is powerful. And his idea that great leaders create environments where people feel safe, valued, and inspired, that's the whole game. The cost of leadership without studying leadership is that you keep making the same mistakes. You don't grow. You lead by instinct, and sometimes your instincts are wrong. Mine certainly have been at times as well. But the payoff of studying leadership is wisdom. You avoid the common pitfalls, you lead with intention, and you get better faster. A wise leader uses their knowledge and their experience to make informed decisions. But here's the thing, and I talked about this in a previous video, not all decisions are created equal. There are really two types of decisions. There's one-way doors. Those are difficult or impossible to reverse. These are big decisions. Hiring a key person, entering a new market, for instance, making a major investment, shuttling a whole division of a company. With these one-way door decisions, you need to take your time. You need to gather input, and you need to think it through. But two-way door decisions, those are easily reversible. There are smaller decisions that you can undo if they don't work out. With these two-way door decisions, move fast, test and learn, and pivot if you need to. Wise leaders know the difference, and that's the problem, is we treat two-way door decisions like they're one-way door decisions. Wise leaders don't move slowly on two-way doors because they're overthinking, and they don't rush one-way door decisions because they're impatient. Put on the blinders and lead forward. Make the call, trust your preparation and your wisdom. The cost of leading without wisdom, it's obvious, but bad decisions. You slow progress on things that you should move fast on. There's rushed decisions on things that needed more thought. But the payoff of leading with wisdom is way better outcomes. It's faster progress where it matters. It's thoughtful decisions where it counts. Because true leadership is measured in the lives that you shape, not the goals that you reach, wisdom is how you shape those lives with intention and discernment. So everything we've talked about, trust and empathy and discipline and wisdom, it applies just as much to your family as it does to your business. Let me be more direct. If you're not leading well at home, you're not really leading well at work either. You might be getting results, but you're not building something that lasts. And the thing is, you're not just the CEO of your company. You're not just the founder of your company. You're the chief culture officer of your home. So ask yourself, do I understand what brings my spouse joy? What fears they have? What support do they need from me? Do I know what motivates each of my kids? What are they struggling with? What do they need from me that I'm not giving them? Am I creating a family culture by design, or does it just exist by default? Most entrepreneur dads are so focused on leading at work that they're completely checked out at home. They think leadership is a work thing. It's not. Leadership is a life thing. Here's the cost if you don't lead well at home. Your marriage suffers, your kids grow distant, and you wake up one day and realize you're a stranger in your own home. You've built a successful business, but you've lost your family in the process. The payoff for leading well at home is a connected, thriving family. It's a spouse who feels seen and valued. It's kids who know they matter to you. It's a home that's a refuge, not just a source of stress. And just like you need to understand your team's behavior at work, you need to understand your family's behavior at home. What support does your spouse need from you? How do they communicate? How do they receive love? What stresses them out? What makes them feel valued? That same PDP Pro Scan that unlocks your team's potential can transform your family dynamics. Understanding your spouse's natural communication style can literally save your marriage. No, I'm not being dramatic. It's the kind of insight that changes everything. In the BoSSDad Accelerator, we walk through creating an individualized MVP one-pager for each of your kids. It's their likes and their dislikes, their favorite color, their goals, their dreams, their challenges, their fears. It's a powerful exercise that allows you to connect at a level that means more to them as individuals. Because the thing is, your kids are different from each other. What works with one kid doesn't work with another, and I'm sure you've found that out by now. And what worked last year might not even work this year because they're growing and they're changing. You have to stay engaged. You have to stay curious. You have to keep learning who they're becoming. Because the cost of leading without this level of understanding is disconnect. You treat everyone the same and wonder why it's not working. Your spouse feels misunderstood and your kids feel like you don't really know them. But the payoff of leading with a deeper level of understanding is a deeper level of connection. Your spouse feels truly known, your kids feel seen for who they really are, and your family becomes stronger. I said this earlier, but it bears repeating. Your kids are watching. They're learning what leadership looks like by watching you. How do you handle stress? How do you treat your spouse? How do you respond when things don't go your way? How do you show up when you're tired? You're modeling leadership every single day. And the question is, what kind of leader are you modeling? Are you modeling the kind of leader who's all talk, who makes promises that they don't keep, who's only nice to people who can do something for them, who falls apart when things get hard? Or are you modeling the kind of leader who keeps their word, who treats everyone with respect, who stays steady under pressure, and who owns their mistakes? Your kids will become what they see, not what you tell them to be. Remember, true leadership is measured in the lives you shape, not just the goals you reach. And the lives you're shaping most directly, they're sitting at your dinner table every night. You wouldn't run your business without a plan, right? You've got goals, you've got systems, you've got quarterly reviews, you've got weekly check-ins, you've got one-on-one meetings. So why run your family by default? Why would you just let things happen and hope it works out? Apply the same intentionality to your family that you apply to your business. You have one-on-one meetings with key MVP players in your business. Do the same with your family. Sit down with your spouse every week, align on the calendar, talk about what's coming up, discuss priorities, and make sure you're on the same page. This one simple habit will eliminate so much conflict. It's unbelievable, because I'm sure you know how many fights happen because one person thought something was handled and it wasn't, or because schedules weren't communicated. The weekly sync solves all of that. Create this one-page MVP plan like I talked about before for each child. What do they love? What do they struggle with? What are they working toward? You have a profile probably built about characteristics of the team and the company, the employees that you're leading. So do the same with your kids. What support do they need from you? Update it on a regular basis. Use it to guide how you connect with them. You have daily or weekly stand-ups in your business that are just quick connection, who's doing what, and how can I support what you need. Do the same thing with your family, a 5-minute daily connection ritual. And this is just small, consistent moments that build trust and presence. 5 minutes when they wake up, or 5 minutes at dinner, 5 minutes at bedtime. These micro moments add up to major connection over time, just like it does with your team. It aligns everyone on the same page. And when one aspect of that team, one person on that team is blocked from moving forward, everyone else can rally around and provide the support that they need. Do the same with your family. The cost of leading without intention is chaos and conflict and disconnect. You're reacting instead of leading, and your family feels it. But the payoff of leading with intentionality is harmony. It's connection. It's a family that operates like a team. It's where everyone feels valued and aligned. And a major thing that I talked through in a previous video as well about leading in your home is also one of the biggest challenges for dad entrepreneurs. And that's switching from hard-charging CEO to patient, loving dad mode. You walk in the door from work and you're still in the work brain. Your kid asks you something and you snap or you just ignore it. Your wife tries to tell you about her day and you're distracted thinking about a client email. You're physically present, but you're mentally still at the office. So go back and watch that video. It's a powerful video about creating a transition ritual, a transition firewall, about how to go from the dad entrepreneur to the present dad the moment you walk in your home. It takes 5 minutes, and it's something you can do every day. If you don't have some way to transition your role, the cost of that is that you bring work stress home. You're irritable and you're distant, and your family gets the worst of you. The payoff about having a transition firewall, and again, go back and watch that video, is that you're present and you're engaged. Your family gets the best of you, and you actually enjoy your evenings instead of just surviving them. These practical tools help you shape the lives that matter most. That's the ones under your own roof. Because true leadership is measured in the lives you shape, not just the goals that you reach. And these practical tools help you shape the lives that matter most, the ones under your own roof. One day in the future, someone will ask your kids, "What was your dad like?" The question is, what will they say? Will they say he was always working, he was successful, but we barely saw him? He loved us, I think, but he didn't really know us. Or will they say he was present, he showed up, he knew us, he taught us what it means to be a good human being, he knew we mattered to him? The beautiful and terrifying part at the same time is that you get to decide the answer by how you lead and how you show up, starting today. The real cost, if you don't think about this now, is that you wake up too late. Your kids are grown, and you missed it, and you can't get those years back. But the payoff, if you think about this now and you implement these tools now, is that you lead with the end in mind. You make different choices. You show up differently. And when that question gets asked, you know the answer will be one you're proud of. You have approximately 940 Saturdays from the time your child is born to the time that they leave your home, to the time that they're 18. And the question is, how many have you already used? How many do you have left? And what are you doing with them? Are you spending them working? Are you spending them on your phone, distracted, or are you spending them fully present, creating memories, building connection, and shaping lives? The urgency to get leadership right isn't just in your business. The urgency is in your family too. You can always make more money. You can always close another deal, but you can't get those years back. You can't rewind and redo your kid's childhood. True leadership is measured in the lives you shape, not just the goals you reach. And the clock is ticking on the lives you have the most opportunity to shape. A lot of dad entrepreneurs have been sold this lie that you have to choose between being a great leader at work and being a great leader at home. That's garbage. You don't have to choose. The skills are the same: trust, empathy, discipline, wisdom, intentionality, understanding people at a deeper level. The same work you do to become a better leader in business makes you a better leader at home. The same work you do to understand your team helps you understand your family. This is what it means to be a boss dad. BOSS is an acronym for Balanced Owner Strategic Shepherd. Balanced means you're not neglecting one area to excel in another. You're leading yourself well and your family and your team. The owner pillar in the Boss Dad framework is that you're building systems in your business that create freedom, not chaos, not just to get another proposal out, but systems that actually give you time back. The strategic pillar in the Boss Dad framework is that you're leading your family with the same intentionality you're leading your business with. The shepherd pillar in the Boss Dad framework is that you're guiding, you're protecting, and you're serving both your team and your family. You can win at business and win at life. You just need to lead with intention. And the cost of you continuing to believe that lie that you have to choose between these two worlds is that you'll build a successful business and you'll lose your family, or you'll sacrifice your business and resent your family. Either way, you lose. But the payoff, if you reject that lie, is that you build both. You build a thriving business that doesn't consume you. You build a connected family that you actually enjoy and that enjoys being around you. And you build a life that feels whole, not fractured. True leadership is measured in the lives you shape, not just the goals that you reach. And you have the opportunity to shape lives in both places if you choose to. I know we covered a lot today. Let's recap the key pieces. Leadership requires proof. You can't attract A players if you haven't proven you're worth working for. And that proof is built through how you show up day after day. There's 5 pillars of trust, and there's 2 skills that you need to master. You have to attract the right talent by creating a vision and culture worth joining, and you have to cultivate the right culture by understanding what motivates people. There is the PDP ProScan behavioral assessment, which is a tool that can help you do that. Again, reach out to me and I'm happy to go over what that looks like for implementing that into your business and into your home. It is what helps you understand your team and your family at a deeper level so that you can lead them more effectively. And then the mirror test. If your employees were your boss, would they hire you or would they fire you? And remember that you are the chief culture officer at your home. Everything you're learning about leadership in business applies at home as well. And what will your kids say about you years from now when they're asked? You are deciding that answer right now by how you show up. There's payoffs and there's consequences of doing this both ways. If you do these well, the payoff is that you have a business that thrives without consuming you, and you have a family that's connected and strong. You have a life where you're winning in both places. If you're still here listening to this and this resonated with you, you're not alone. There is a growing community of dad entrepreneurs who are done choosing between business success and family presence. They're committed to winning at both. I invite you to join the 5-day Boss Dad Challenge. You can go to BeABossDad.com or click the link in the comments, because in 5 days, 1 hour a day for 5 days, I will walk you through the exact framework to audit your current reality in both your business and your family, to build systems that actually free your time instead of consuming it, to lead your family with the same intentionality that you lead your business, and to create the legacy that you actually want, not the one you'll regret. Right now, you're at a crossroads. You can keep doing what you've been doing, which is working harder, sacrificing more, and hoping it gets better. Or you can choose a different path. That's a path where you lead well in both places. True leadership is measured in the lives you shape, not just the goals that you reach. You have 2 teams watching you right now, one at work and one at home. Both need your leadership. Both deserve your best. This is your time to choose. Lead like it matters, because it does. Win at business, win at life. Be a boss dad.